There's a lot of inventions and gadgets out there that we don't know about, that we haven't heard of, and there's some things we may have seen in passing. So I'm gonna react to this video about some gadgets that I don't know about. So this is my first time watching this. So you're watching this for the first time with me, or maybe some of you have seen this already on YouTube somewhere. But this is my first time watching it, so I'm gonna give a reaction to the gadgets I see.
Point's dream is to make 3D scanning accessible to everyone. In pursuit of that dream, this company has already developed their own lenses, computing chips and other parts, so the price tag has dropped to $474. For this money you get scanning up to 80 centimeters, a capture range of 36 by 65 by 60 centimeters, compatibility with iOS and Android, and fast operation. Scanning a person takes just a couple of minutes. The scanner can work for 2 hours on a single charge, and it weighs only 210 grams. For convenience, the designers offer an app that's constantly being updated with new features and the ability to use the data from the scanner in third-party software, such as ZBrush and Unreal Engine.
I've seen something like this. Where did I see this? I heard about something where they can actually scan entire buildings and try to renovate them that way. You know what would be a cool idea, I thought? Okay, for those of you who like to go hiking, integrate this with virtual reality, right? Like, let's say if someone could scan like an entire trail area, or I don't want to say a portion of a park or a nature trail, right? And you use this into your your Oculus or some of your 3D games, and you could use this to go hiking somewhere and not worry about getting lost. I'm talking like maybe somewhere remote, right? You scan over a helicopter, or even to make this really kind of like fun. If you had one of those little flying, they look like, I forgot what they're called, but they have these little flying machines now. Of course they're expensive. I think they cost $15,000. If you had one of those and you just flew over like a little remote area and scanned that area, right? Okay, and you can integrate this with a game. I know they can do this with a helicopter or even a balloon, right? You just integrate some remote area, integrate this with a game, and you can do your virtual hiking or even your virtual going under the ocean. It doesn't have to be made up by a program or algorithm, right? You get realistic kind of natural areas, maybe a dormant volcano, things that would be dangerous to traverse, right? But because it's been scanned, you could put this into a virtual reality game, and you could put on your glasses and you can explore these real places, or these copies of real places, without worrying about getting lost or getting stuck. I mean, I'm sure it'd be fun to go. I like to go hiking anyway, but this is just something where it's not as dangerous, but you're going to a dangerous place without the worry on your life. Anyway, just something I thought about. I'm gonna let them continue.
Our selection continues with a sharp turn made by the Fixar drones, a cost-effective autonomous business option. From dense forests to dense urban areas, these drones combine the best qualities of heavy quadcopters and flying wing models. Check out the features. The Model 007 has a range of 60 kilometers, a payload of up to 2 kilograms, and a speed of up to 72 kilometers per hour. The Model 025 has a range of 150 kilometers, a payload of up to 10 kilograms, and a speed of up to 85 kilometers per hour. All of this is completed with the original open-source X-Ground control software that allows you to add new tasks, apart from standard ones like delivery, aerial photographing, and scanning. The company will send you the prices upon request.
This is a really cool idea, a really cool toy to me, but there's positives and negatives. I mean, you have those people who are overly curious and then they want to fly over your property and look at you. Maybe they have their little camera on it, and there's a whole lot of, this thing can go sideways really fast. Like the kid that had the drone with the gun on it. But at the same time, this could also be fun. You could also pick up your package, right, with one of these. I mean, I've seen I've seen a video where they were saying Amazon was going to use these, or maybe Amazon's already using them. I don't know. Again, there's good and bad. Uh, I'd like to use them again to explore places that I wouldn't want to trek. Places you can get lost, where they have to have rangers come out and find you. That'd be interesting to explore. And use this to scan, right? Use the previous invention. This is pretty. I'd want one of these for myself, because this has a longer range, right? Than the vehicle I mentioned earlier, where you actually ride in it. It had a range of well, they didn't say how far it can go, but they did say it flies up to 60 kilometers an hour, but it only had a battery life of 20 minutes. That was the vehicle that you ride, which is not in this video, but I saw it in another video. But this is not bad either, right? This has like ranges of 60 kilometers. I forgot how fast they say this goes, but if you want to see things, I guess without being in it, and you have a little camera on it, that'd be pretty fun. You come back and you see things you probably wouldn't see otherwise.
We are at an inflection point in the robotics industry, where we'll see general-purpose robots being leveraged by new industries. Apptronic reports, this company partners with NASA and describes its developments as the iPhone of the robotics industry. A prime example is Astra, a remotely controlled robot with almost human-like capabilities. This robot will surely come in handy in chemical and medical laboratories, hospitals, and even in space. Not in vain, they're working with NASA. In the future, Apptronic plans to create a fully fledged humanoid robot about 1.75 meters tall and able to lift 25 kilograms. They plan on showing it in March.
Okay, again, this is very useful, but my only thing is with robots and algorithms doing people's jobs. How are you going to find, if you make looking at the bigger picture, right? This is good, but you have to integrate this to where it doesn't take away from a human being's productivity and a way for them to provide for their for themselves and their families. I mean, I guess unless we all just decide to go live off the land, but at some point, everybody can't buy anything if robots are doing all the work, right? What are we going to do, right? Everyone is, called to a certain vocation in life. Not everybody can be the engineer that designs and fixes the robots. Not everyone can be that medical professional. Again, the robots are doing surgery right now. I heard of some malfunctioning during surgery, which is a bad idea, which is maybe the baddest scenario. But again, there has to be some boundaries or some pragmatic uses, right? Pragmatic, where it doesn't take away from the quality of life for human beings, or a means of human beings to depend on himself, right? We don't want to you want to be replaced from your vocation, but you also don't want to be dependent on anything like this as well. But again, it's a useful tool. I think it needs to be used wisely and realistically.
The creators of this turbine have a more ambitious goal. Theirs is a game-changing technology for rooftop renewable energy. The bladeless wind turbine you're seeing right now produces 50% more energy than similar products, while costing the same. Sounds great, doesn't it? It works just like racing cars. The device captures and amplifies air currents. The size of one turbine is 3 by 3 meters. To fully supply a building with energy, you need about 20 to 40 turbines, and the efficiency speaks for itself. One turbine provides as much energy as 16 solar panels.
I think this is great. I think it would be better, because this looks like a factory industrial building. If it takes 30 of those, imagine for just a one home. Or we could integrate, right? Solar plus this wind turbine plus what else? Energy from the ground, geothermal. Just combine all into like a a device that converts all the energy or all those forms of energy into electricity. The same way you have back in the IT days, they might still have these called multiplexers, where it just pulled in data from all over the place and converts all the data into one form. Kind of like, yeah, an energy multiplexer. I have an old video about this actually. Basically, you just pull in energy from all sources, convert it to the one form of electricity, power your home, and there you go with your energy bill. Now, how realistically you think that would happen? That's for another topic or another video.
In the summer of 2021, the state of California faced a series of wildfires. A total of about 600,000 hectares burned, roughly 38 times the size of Liechtenstein. Not surprisingly, a California company offers a sprinkler system to help protect homes and surrounding areas from fire. It is one link of many in the chain of wildfire survival. It's important not only to extinguish fires that have already occurred, but also to prevent new outbreaks. For example, wind-blown embers, which can easily travel 1.5 kilometers, will be extinguished in the irrigated area. In addition, the system is also useful for watering your garden or cooling your roof.
This is a great idea. This is a great idea, actually, for fire and watering your garden and your lawn. Now, as for water source, you can use the city water. And I got there's another invention out there that uses condensation to harness water. The inventor is a former military guy. I think he brought it to Flint. It was an excellent idea. And I think he's worked with some other developing countries. You integrate that thing with this, then voila, perfect. You don't always have to use up the city water or the groundwater. You're basically using the condensation from the water from the air. And you have a perfect combination. But again, I ask, will this be integrated, or how will it be produced, right? And realistically, I mean, it's possible and it's affordable, but I always feel like there's someone who stands to lose money that will prevent these things from happening. It's just that the light conspiracy side of me, which may not be the case, but I think it's a great idea, and there are a lot of things that would make our lives better that I think are being slowed, or what do I want to say, inhibited, basically. Anyway, moving on to the next invention.
Next, we're going to Germany to visit the Unicat company, known for its expedition cars. Experts take production models and turn them into extremely cool off-road vehicles. Truth be told, the price is extreme as well, about $1.5 million, but you can see
see what I mean? Sometimes they make things that are useful and then they price them out of being pragmatic for the average person.
why. For example, this MAN 4x4 combines a 340 horsepower engine, tubeless tires, and an 8-speed gearbox with a kitchen, a living room, and a bathroom. Experts have also modified a Mercedes-Benz Zetros. They added a water filtration system, which looks like a futuristic weapon. The dining area turns into a bed in just a couple of movements. For such design solutions, this company has won the love of car enthusiasts around the world. Unicat is a lifetime dream for me, admit.
Another question I have, or another concern. You know, everything we buy, whenever we order it, we gotta do some things to kind of assemble it or put a couple of parts in here or there, right? And then there's maintenance. Now, this looks good on the video, but those of us with experience, we've all had experience where you get something and after a while something gets stuck or gets a hinge and you have to figure out how to make it unstick. So with this Okay, is there like a manual? That's what I'm wondering. Okay, at what point, how much is maintenance? Is there enough documentation in the glove compartment to help you maintain it yourself? Anyway, that's questions that pop in my head.
It's one user. More than 10 years ago, the world saw the Sea Breacher, a semi-submersible watercraft that could jump out of the water like a dolphin. Buyers appreciated it and left feedback. Based on that, the team designed a new version called the Jet Shark. If the Sea Breacher was a nimble race car, the Jet Shark is a luxury GT cruiser.
Yo, this is really cool. You know what I thought? People always design vehicles based off insects. Well, I've seen it some of these military videos or some of these other vehicle design videos. They look at creatures and how creatures move, whether it's insects or fish. And it looks like they basically took a fish design and made a transportation device out of it, and which is a great idea. It's kind of like how they made I saw another video where they looked at how insects fly and they tried to make a flying device look more like an insect, or was it a remote insect or something to that effect? But anyway, I think this is par for the course. You study how the animals fly or travel at fast speeds, and you make a vehicle with that same shape and same mobility. I think this is a great idea. I want one of these myself.
The designers emphasize. The new watercraft is still a prototype, and for now, the specs are as follows. A capacity of 4 to 6 people. The engine is 420 to 600 horsepower. The ability to work in motorboat mode, and immersion to a depth of 1.5 meters in order to jump out of the water. The approximate retail price will be somewhere between $200,000 and $300,000.
Of course. And then my question again, maintenance. And like, what do these things run on? And maybe he's going to tell us later. That's another thing, right? If it ran on water, that'd be awesome. If it ran on salt water, I'm sure there's a possibility for that. I'm sure it can do that. Somebody can make something like that, but I don't know if this does. I guess I'll find out, or maybe not. But yeah, of course it's going to be expensive.
Orders will be available at the end of this year. However, these robots are a concept for the future, while food shortages must be solved right now. According to statistics, approximately 346 million people in Africa alone, that is a quarter of the continent's population, face extreme food shortages. So, developments that simplify farmers' work and allow them to produce more and spend less are not just important, but essential. For example, laser weeding systems have already joined the battle to save crops. Think about it. One system kills about 100,000 weeds per hour without damaging the soil. The secret is an array of 150-watt infrared carbon dioxide lasers combined with NVIDIA GPUs. The system can distinguish harmful plants from crops. The company even offered a free trial period.
My only question is, how much will the people pay for this food? Because, everything sounds good, but the process of people getting the food is, again, there's people like money, and people use the economic system to get things done. So are they going to do this to feed people for free, or are they going to let people maybe finance these robots? Because if he says this thing costs $500,000, it's like, okay, what's the point? You have all these neat, cool inventions that aren't accessible to anybody, to the average person. Great idea. I hope it's accessible for people to use in all over the world. But yeah, this is a great idea. I'm gonna stop here. I think there's some more, but I think I've used up a lot of your time. If you made it this far, thank you so much for listening. Please like and subscribe. I really appreciate your time. Thanks again.